Hey everyone, in today's breakdown, we are recapping the Tour Newport. This is the Twilight crit. Let's jump into the stats. It was a 50-minute crit, average speed was 25, my normalized power was 291, not my peak normalized power for the year. We'll jump into why in a bit. Yeah, man, this is a great, fantastic crit that we got to do, super technical. This is a part of the Newport News Omnium. Me and Bryce, teammate, we rode up here, two-man team for this entire weekend. This race is the 2-3. That's the Omni we did all weekend, and I want to say there was 60 to 70 riders at the start. We're jumping right from the start of this thing, and we're going to give you guys a breakdown of the course in this first part. So check right there. I was on the front row, and that meta rider on my left either popped his chain or like unclipped and elbowed me in the leg and made me miss my clip. So all that effort to start cold, up in the front, goes right out the freaking door. So now I'm in the back, in the Hornet's Nest back here. All right, we're gonna jump into a lap preview. 1,000 watts right out of turn 2. Okay, check the elevation. We are going, this is downhill. All right, we're going downhill. There's potholes everywhere on this course. The course overall, the conditions of the pavement are okay. You know, there's some areas that are fine and other areas that are like you just really want to avoid. Now we take this double left-hander and we're going up a hill. It's a little misleading on the camera, but it's a fairly decent rise. Just a small kicker. We're going to have to contend that every single time. This left turn right here, a lot of the leaders, and Bryce including, were like shoving us left on that corner, making it really hard to move up. This turn right here is probably the roughest turn out of them all, is this one right-hander that we have to do on the backside of the course. And this whole stretch is covered with potholes, manhole covers, a bunch of different stuff. So it's probably the roughest part of the course. Where I'm at right now on this back section, there's little bumps on that side right there, and then it cleans up all the way on this front stretch. So there's the first lap of the Twilight crit. It is super fast. As you guys know, the first 10 minutes of a race are always lights out, and I'm just trying to ride smooth in this first part, kind of surfing around all the people who can't corner. I'm already yelling at folks to pedal. I don't know why. It's like lap 1. Like, you know, everyone should have energy to keep pedaling through corners. You can see there's already gaps up in the front. Check the rear cam. There's riders strung out behind me as well. I realize this rider in the pink is just not cutting it for me, so I need to make sure I'm moving around him quickly. And those are just riders, like, in general, that you need to look out for those people at the beginning of these races that aren't cornering fast or aren't ready to race. There's no reason for you to lose or get blown off the back because of somebody else. Go around them quickly. We have another rider here right in the middle in the blue. He was just a little conservative in his cornering. I'm getting super frustrated and yell at him. But we digress. We jump ahead to 10 minutes in. We have survived the first 10 minutes, and the race is kind of settling in a little bit. If you can see the rear cam, we have shredded the back half of the field. I want to say now there's probably 40 of us, maybe 50 of us. So we shredded a good part of the field, and I was on the right side of the split. So since I had such a bad clip in, I've been slowly kind of just recovering, and you know, my original game plan was to be on the front, stay in the top 15 the whole race, but that quickly got changed. All right, right here we're gonna have a crash coming through. I'm having to grab a handful of brakes coming through this. It looked pretty chill on camera, but I had to slow down a ton to avoid that crash and not go down myself. It's early on in the race. I checked down on my timer and see that we have plenty of time, so I take a free lap right here. I run into the pit, and sure enough, the officials and the announcers are giving us the ability to jump back in. Even though this is only a 2-3 race, sometimes they'll pull you even this early, but luckily they were nice enough to let us jump back in. Here's us re-merging right now. I hope all those riders are okay that went down. One guy looked pretty bad, looked like a collarbone. But we jump back in and get resettled. So just a half a lap later, after getting jumped back in from the free lap, I'm like, okay, what does my game plan need to be? You know, like, do I burn a couple matches and really try hard to get all the way up to the front? And then what happens if I get countered right then too? Do I get blown all the way off the back? So I end up trying to get settled in. I'm trying to ride smooth now. That's my whole game plan up until probably the last 15 minutes of this race, is really just to ride smooth, and stay out of trouble. Because this first 15 minutes has been a knife fight. Super aggressive, very cutthroat. It is extremely fun when you're in it. So I love this left-hander right here, this double left-hand turn. You have plenty of room. Come all the way on the right. We're going to have a rider slow, super slow, and then he moves left, and he looks like his chain was caught. That's our buddy Dustin. He had a mechanical, and unfortunately, he's trying to fix his chain, and as doing so, he's looking down, and he unfortunately like moves left. Not really his fault, but I got caught right behind him and had to check up super bad. All right, we are pushing ahead 27 minutes in. I'm cutting out a lot of the filler for you guys, giving you the highlights. All right, well, it's been more of the same right now. We've been slowly shredding some people here and there. The group is just progressively getting smaller. The attrition is real, but this is a super competitive 2-3 Omnium that we're turning out. That's coming out for this weekend. Really happy to be like the first full throttle race for me and Bryce this weekend. And Bryce is up on the front, making some moves, keeping it fast, trying to get away. Unfortunately, I'm kind of too far back. I'm slowly, like right in the middle of this race, I was deciding, like, do I need to move up now? I found a really good line right here. As soon as it slowed up, I just kept pedaling for about 2 to 3 more seconds up that hill and would gain a couple spots on the outside. But right through here on this right-hander, it is super rough. And boom, right there in the rear cam, a guy goes down on the left side. Just, I don't know if he touched bars, but he slid down. Keep looking in the rear cam. Right behind this meta rider on the right of the rear cam, this guy in the yellow and the pink, or the blue, boom, bucks his wheel. More spiciness for this ride. It was like that all over the place. I did my best to try and highlight some of the good stuff, but there's footage throughout this whole race of just a ton of aggression, and people are hungry. It was really fun to see. Now I'm getting up closer to the front. You can see Bryce here up on my left, just in front of this yellow and black rider. All right, so I've kind of maintained my position for those few minutes right here. I end up finding a really good line on this right side, coming through the double left-hander onto the start-finish line straight. You hit a couple bumps in these parking lot sections, but it's really not bad. It doesn't slow you down that much, and you have a huge exit when you come around. All right, we are 2 to go, guys. I have found my way. Bryce is immediately to my left, and he is my guy. So we are battling a couple big teams, DC, Devo, I'm pretty sure, and then Kelly, and then District Taco. So Bryce is right in front of me. He calls out to me. I let him know I'm there. It's game time, guys. We are 2 to go right now. Unfortunately, the pace had just dropped so much on these last couple laps that we weren't really keeping it single file and strung out. It was really prominent that the guys who had been up front all day were getting really tired. All right, now watch Bryce come up on the left right here. I was not ready for this big attack from Bryce on the left. I lose his wheel just a little bit. I have to bump out 700 watts up this hill to go. And now we're like 5 and 6 wide. You can't see everybody on my right, but we just have to dive bomb this left-hander. I lose a little bit of momentum, and I lose Bryce's wheel. Bryce had a perfectly timed attack. We got to work on some communication there to make sure that we're both in good position coming into 1 to go. Now I'm sitting about 10th to 12th wheel. I'm surrounded by all the sprinters. I know this Velocious rider directly in front of me in the pink and blue. And then I would have the DC Devo. I know there's another good sprinter, so all the main hitters are around me. Here we go, guys. Bell lap right here. It is super strung out. Now it's getting fast. The lap before it was not, and so it was really hard to maintain position. And now you're going to have lead-out guys kind of start dropping back and getting in the way. Keep it super fast. It's looking really good for me. Trying to maintain position right here. It's stacking up in front of me just a little bit, so I'm looking for opportunities to like slice up in front of these guys. Take this left-hander super fast, really smooth. And then I'm getting ready to throw out our first sprint of the lap. I know 1 to go, we're going to have a massive attack up this hill to keep it fast. Unfortunately, there's just some faster guys out here today than me, and I'm starting to get leapfrogged. I should have been more aggressive right through here. I am too far back to contest the win. I end up getting like swarmed on my left and right. Coming through this really rough section, you kind of want to ride as smooth as you can so you don't jump a wheel or skip a wheel. And guys are eating it. I'm probably sitting 15th or 16th right now. Coming into last set of left-hand turns, guys. Leaders are way up the road. And now I know I don't have any shot for the win or for the podium, so I'm just going to keep it safe on this back end right here. Kelly Ryder celebrating for his teammates up front. And we're just going to keep it nice and steady power to the end, guys. Man, not much to show for today on the video or the breakdown, but felt like me and Bryce rode really well, especially only being 2 guys versus a lot of larger teams out here. We didn't really know what to expect going into this event. It turns out it was phenomenal. Highly recommend it, guys. If you guys are anywhere on the East Coast and you can make it up to this Omnium event, come check it out. The organization and the parking, the restrooms, all that stuff was really top notch. Be on the lookout for the circuit race, which is day 3 of the Omnium. I'll post that in a few weeks, man. Thanks for watching, everybody.